All right, everybody, how is everybody doing? My name is Dane, and I was asked by Summer and Chad in our group to tell you what coaches exactly do. But let me kind of tell you how I got involved in all of this. Many of you guys were athletes at some point in your life, whether it was t-ball or middle school athletics or high school, maybe even college. And so, look, I was an athlete. I was throwing the football or catching the ball was much easier for me than picking the guitar, although I'd still like to learn how to play guitar. And coaching's always been who I am and what I'm about. And the reason, about almost a year and a half ago now, that my wife and I, Tanya, decided to partner with Team Beachbody and then Team Ignite and Team Courage and Dig In, was because we needed accountability. We needed somebody to care about us. More even so than we did, as we had lost sight of who we were, where we were going. Tanya actually had Achilles tendon surgery and had put on quite a bit of weight and was uncomfortable in her own skin. And my background, I may be a little different than a lot of you, is that I have been in medical wellness at some form or fashion for most of my adult life. And I've had a following. I've been blessed to be in front of people and encourage people and motivate people, and we'll get into that about coaching. But I forgot about me. And as I was digging in and I was running and I was trying to live my dream, I forgot about taking care of my heart, my mind, my body, my soul. And a coffee, a power bar, and a cold beer, it's a diet, but it's not a healthy diet, and we knew something had to change. So when we were presented with the opportunity and we knew that people could love us where we are, we decided that what's the best that could happen. And for me, coaching number one, first and foremost, is to educate, motivate, and empower other people to dream big, dream often, and dream out loud. Look, when you take control of your life, when you take control of your health, you are now in control. And you learn pretty quickly that when you control one thing, one becomes two, and two becomes three, and pretty soon you're controlling life instead of life controlling you. So again, it doesn't matter if you have a health background or a fitness background, but you have a heart, you have a soul, and your compassion to educate people on what we're doing, to lead challenge groups, to dive into challenge groups, to show that you're fallible, right? And all heroes are fallible. They always have something. They have their kryptonite, and so do we. I don't know where you are, but we live in Texas, and we're in the beer and barbecue culture. It is so easy to open your garage or grow out your back door and smell the brisket and hear the top of a beer and think, man, I want to hang out and do that. But is that choice, or are those choices moving you closer or farther from your goals? That's what a coach has to ask you. As a coach, as a teacher, as an educator, you have to call BS when somebody says they don't have the time. Look, MLK Jr. had 24 hours a day. JFK had 24 hours a day. Mother Teresa had 24 hours a day. It's how do we shape that day? And how do you control your calendar? What has been successful for you? And if you're brand new, maybe you don't know, but you're going to ask them and tell them you're going to join them on their journey. And every day I tell people, look, my wife and I, my team, we're on the journey with you. We're still human. Some of us have kids at home. I have a stepdaughter at home. She's 15, so our life is different. Like, we're not randomly looking for a shoe and a sock or doing ponytails anymore, but I've been there and I've done that, and I can empathize with that. When you're going to Sunday school and t-ball and work and school, and I went back to finish my undergraduate education. I finished at 32 years old, so it's never too late. And that's what we do as coaches, is tell people that they can do more than they ever thought. One of the vital behaviors that Beachbody teaches is personal development. I've always been a self-learner. Most of us actually think we do more than we actually do, and I think I was definitely one of those people. So once I looked at the vital behavior, look, I'm extremely coachable, and it said, do personal development, read 10 minutes or 10 pages a day. I started to do the math. I'm like, man, if I read 10 pages a day, that's 3,650 pages of reading in a year. That's the equivalent of 18 200-page books. How can I drive my dream and my mission by investing in myself? And one of my favorite things says, if you don't invest in yourself, why would anybody else want to invest in you? So those are the kind of things we teach, right? We also see the potential in other people that they don't often see in themselves. Right? Isn't that what a coach did for you? Isn't that what a teacher did for you? Hopefully, isn't that what a parent, a family member, a family friend did for you? They saw potential in you to do something that you never thought of because you had self-limiting beliefs. So our job is to help eliminate those self-limiting beliefs. It's to tell somebody that when they fall down, we'll pick you back up. You're going to share a phone number. You're going to be able to be contacted through email or a live video or a conference call. Who knows, whatever the best way to do it and communicate and tell that person that they have immense value and that they write their own story. And we all have a story to tell, no matter where you came from. I've said that for a long time at the beginning. It was about my story. I was very blessed. I was a middle-class kid. I have 2 loving parents. My dad since passed away. But I was told from the time I was a little kid to question everything, do it with respect, and build your own opinion. And that's what I want to do with anybody that I'm blessed to talk to. Earlier, Chris was talking about different things. Part of this whole coaching community is that I'd never met Chris before, but I've seen him in a video. He's been on conference calls. I got to meet him in New Orleans, and it's like you feel like you know him because you've listened to his belief system. You've seen him and his wife, Danny, change. And that's what coaches do. We provide accountability. So if Chris and I have a conversation and I tell Chris I'm going to wake up, show up, and kick ass every day, I'm going to plug in every day, and I'm going to do T25 every day, then I'm going to send my sweaty selfie every day. And on the days I don't, Chris is going to be the one that said, hey bro, where are you? Missed you today. And I'm going to make up some lame ass excuse, and he's going to be my excuse eradicator. Right? So we're going to walk side by side. One of the things that I didn't know that Beachbody did or teams did was what we call accountability groups. I call them they're challenge groups. They call accountability groups. So the idea is that we delve in as a community and we all introduce ourselves and we say where we are, where we want to be in 7 days, 21 days, 30 days, 90 days. They're all a little bit different. And I believe the biggest value you can provide for those that have the confidence and invest in you is being there for them. And so you lead by example. It doesn't mean you're perfect. I said earlier it's about being fallible and pulling back your shield, your protective shield that you put on to mask discomfort or pain, right? But sometimes you get called into work. Sometimes you have a flat tire. Sometimes you step in dog crap. Who knows what's going to happen, right? Sometimes you're worried, am I going to be able to pay the light bill? Am I going to be able to put food on the table? Do I have enough gas to get to work? I mean, everybody's at a different level, a different stage, and those are the things that you're going to find with your challengers too. Or somebody's a cancer survivor. Somebody finds out they just were diagnosed with cancer. Or somebody's a recovering bulimic or had anorexia. Who knows? So it's all over the board. So, I did a list, and I kind of overlooking is on my dry erase board behind me. And I think the number one things we do as coaches is, number one, we have to allow ourselves to be vulnerable. We have to allow people to see who we are. We have to allow people to see what we do. We have to see them, let them see the challenges we overcome. How do we work the business in the niches of the day? If your kids are little and you're running around like a chicken with your head cut off, I hear stories about nursing mothers who are doing it while they're putting their other child down to bed, or they're nursing at the same time because they're reaching out and they're building relationships. So if we educate, if we motivate, if we empower, if we encourage, if we call BS, if we become the excuse eradicator, if we build healthy relationships, if we see potential in people that they don't see in themselves, if we hold people accountable, and when you look at your challenge groups and you've got X number of people in there and you pay attention when Jane and John plugged in, checked in, or didn't, you're like, hey buddy, where are you? Hey Julie, where are you? Just want to make sure you're okay. So when I coach live and somebody is late or doesn't show up, I'll tell the group, like I said, hey, I'm going to reach out to John and make sure he's okay. That's always my first thing. It's not to ever make anybody feel guilty. It's to make sure they're okay. And at the end of the day, we want to walk hand in hand and side by side with them. I chose to shoot the video with this in the background because these are pictures of the people that I've had the blessings to work with. In my home office, we're printing out pictures too because I never want to forget the responsibility I've been given when somebody says yes. So you reached out to somebody because you loved them and cared for them enough to say, hey, let's do this together. Let's walk side by side. Let's motivate each other. Let's put you and surround you with a team that's going to motivate us together, that's going to hold us accountable together. Again, when you are, I'm reading your thing. Exactly. So Karen says, I'm a brand new coach and I have 4 boys, 2 of them nursing twins. God bless you, girl. I just love your message, praying I can be successful and help others the way you have. Thank you. So you can do it. Don't, look, comparison is a killer. Don't compare yourself. Look, I have 3 grown children. I got remarried. I have 2 grandchildren. One of them, one of my stepkids is in college now. We have my stepdaughter who's 15 at home. I have 3 grandkids. I've been doing this in some form or fashion for a long time. So it's one of the things I have to tell my fellow coaches, don't compare yourself to me. I only succeed when Karen succeeds, when Courtney succeeds, when they get to help more people, when they get to ignite life and spark a healthy revolution. That's what we do. On the business aspect of this, well, let's go back. When I first started and I said yes, I was embarrassed. You know, Chris said he was all about and had the financial opportunities and those kind of things. So I never really looked past thinking that a lot of times what these companies did was sell expensive urine. And I have a master's in exercise science. I thought, why do I need help? Why do I need help? But I needed help. Tanya needed help. Together we needed to get in the kitchen together. Together we needed to work out together. Together we needed to have a bigger vision than where we are or were. And we were successful. We found we were embraced by a team and loved by a team. And we were able now, a year later, we've lost over almost 80 pounds together. We've maintained a 30-pound or more weight loss between both of us for over a year. You know, statistics say that you have a better chance of surviving metastatic lung cancer. But that drives me even more. About 60 to 90 days into our journey, one of my friends, former coaching buddies, said, man, you look good, you sound more positive than ever, what are you doing? I sent him a link, and he became the first commission check, the first online champion, we call him. And I was like, wow, I can actually really ignite life and spark a healthy revolution. And that's what you can. It's kind of like, and he told 2 friends, and he told 2 friends, and he told two friends. Individually, we can only help so many people. But I believe by the time we're 18, each of us knows about 2,000 to 2,500 people. Imagine if you helped 5% of those people, how we could change. In my time hop today, I was at a conference several years ago, and it said by the year 2030, listen to this, 2030, 90% of Americans will be overweight or obese. Look, I don't think everything we do, I absolutely know everything we do isn't just about weight. But when you control your weight and you're at a healthy weight, then you're less likely to have high blood pressure, less likely to have type 2 diabetes, more likely to have a healthy sex life, more likely to have a healthy personal relationship with your wife, your husband, your boyfriend, your girlfriend, your kids, your coworkers, because you're confident and you walk tall. And I know that I've lived more than half of my life at this point. I have zero desire to live in a nursing home. I don't want to use grab bars to get off the pot, ever. And the healthiest man in the cemetery is still dead. And so all those things being said, what a coach does is we are that challenger's support system. You can meet them wherever you are. You do it your own way. This is the kind of business that you work for yourself, but you don't work alone. I absolutely love that line. The way I do it, the way Chad does it, the way Summer does it, the way Kim does it, the way Leslie does it, Chris, Wes, Jordan, we all do it differently. It doesn't make it wrong. What it makes it is ours. And so your followers are yours. Your vibe attracts your tribe. Chris said earlier too, here's one of the things I've really learned, is that when you go to Walmart or Target, they have product, but they don't recommend the product. I recommend the product. I tell you I love it. I tell you that I drink my Shakeology every day. I plug in, right? I actually have to figure out where I'm going now because I finished 2 rounds of Shift Shop and I've kind of been in limbo. I went and ran today. But I got to figure out exactly where I'm going to go. And by next Monday, before that, I will, because I'm going to do a virtual boot camp. And those are the things we get to do. And I can tell people I can struggle. I can tell people when I did my first triathlon, not everybody's done one, but when Monday came after I didn't drown and I survived, I wasn't sure where to go next. And we can eliminate that, and you can continually set goals. Look, I've probably run long. I think it's supposed to be 8 to 10 minutes. I don't have my watch on, but I will go over quickly that what I think coaches do is we run challenge groups, we educate, we motivate, empower, inspire, call BSBS. We are the excuse eradicator. We grab people by the hands and pick them up when they're down. We build healthy relationships. We provide accountability, and we walk side by side. And like Chris said, you can always reach out to me through Facebook. You can call me at 830-837-8045. I don't care. I'll answer. I'll tell you what I believe. I'll tell you what the hard parts are, where the challenges are, where the success is. So what I challenge each of you to do is to wake up, show up, and kick ass every day, and never keep somebody else's future locked inside your mouth. Thank you all.